tell. Keep your distance from myself. For the genie with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish he's well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by themselves.
That's why you treat women good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just
I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no else. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Been a fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it.
Matching hundreds. I'm Jonathan Coachman. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Indianapolis Colts. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now,
the holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. This is Saquon Barkley. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Saquon Barkley. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Jackson. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Pulled in at the 24. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. A shotgun snap for Love. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
This goes to Mack on the check down. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Luck on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Luck throwing again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. To the air again, Luck. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the play.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't.
This is caught at the 20. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine this.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Hines. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Luck. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Throwing is Luck. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the 1st down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field as the season winds down and you look at them in totality. You know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. On 3rd down, Jackson. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the 1st. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, 1st down. They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Locke. Ebron caught left side. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now it's Locke. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Luck throwing on target to Campbell. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 31-yard line.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A very solid gain of 27. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mack. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
On 2nd and goal, Luck. He's got the tight end, Vanette. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. And if you're going to pass down here, you better get that in the end zone.
I agree with you totally, and as we both know, the field's already condensed. There's just not a lot of...
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Spencer Ware, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are going to jump back in front. able to punch it in on third down. Makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. Here's Jackson to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. It's Barkley on the counter. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll try to run for it with Barkley, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this week. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Dante Fowler racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. To try again after the sack. Luck. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. Here's Luck. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock. Give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson gets this out to Saquon Barkley. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Jackson. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. He's got daylight. 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Amari Cooper as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation where you try and get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the...
He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent gain, 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Off of play action. Luck. He'll buy some time right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jonathan Jones that time, the one who got a hand in, knocked it away. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 53. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football.
When you kick off and you go downfield and get the ball back, that's what I call a great opportunity.
In a one-score game, I always circle, and you know this, but in my play-by-play sheet, I circle big plays. It could be turning points. This could be a turning point.
Did you put a second circle around this one?
And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. A give to Barkley out of the gun. Good burst there, gets him 7 up to midfield.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. There to stop him was Darius Leonard. They'll go to Barkley again. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Jackson now on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. He may try and run for this. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down, and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try to run with Breida. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Matt Breida, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Now a first down throw. Locke into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run with Hines. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throw left side complete. It's Grant. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 18.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From the red zone now, Locke toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Locke. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. They snap it to Locke. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jakeem Grant, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are back within a single score. He took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down, but hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Again, it's Barkley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Well, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Luck now to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against him offensively. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise, this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Love. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paul Richardson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter.
But they certainly aren't afraid to dial up the long ball, and fans dig the long ball. And they absolutely needed it, and guess what? They got it. How about that?
And now a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up. From the gun, here's Love. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Barkley. And an alley to run. He's at the 50. 30, the 20, And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 76 yards. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Throwing is long. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early, it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now, all of a sudden, the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence that they just get their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Barkley. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now Jackson. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5.
Let's go, fellas.
Still first down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal.
He's not going to get me.
Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back, and they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Barkley. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Yeah, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Luck running over the middle by Graham. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only 1 timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either.
Less than 2 minutes ago in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellows in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Luck sliding out of the pocket. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Now Luck. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on 1st down. Now it's Luck. They'll roll him out right to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one, just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach...
I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears of